pretty much the first ossuary in the United States.
Well, with our mission, yes. But ossuary also, this is the one that got everything started. We run across him in an oddity store. He was not for sale. He was part of the need placed on a market where someone can buy your skull and then burn a candle under it. It wasn't supposed to be about it. So our organization decided that we would rescue these puppies. They were the first two that were donated to our organization. And when they come to us, I was like, oh, look, I have a male and a female, and then immediately found a cabinet that was divided. We've affectionately named Lucy. And Lucy is our oldest skeleton. Lucy's from the 1790s, early 1800s. Because that's the key to life right there. Do something you've never done before, and it's going to get you everywhere.
Yes, sir. All right, appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. It was good to have you out.
And yes, this is in Delaware. Gordon? All right, y'all know me, Braden. We're at ossuary in Smyrna, Delaware. This is a non-profit organization. It's kind of creeped me out. It's like real stuff here. All right, let's get into it. All right, what's your name?
I'm Justin, and this is my partner and life adventure, Sonia.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
Where are we at?
You were at the ossuary. This is my home and my place of business.
So this is pretty much the first ossuary in the United States.
Well, with our mission, yes. But ossuaries exist everywhere, and the term ossuary is used for more than what we just use it for. They're like the Cape Cod ossuary, for instance, where they found a bunch of remains buried some years back. But the term ossuary generally means a container or box of bones.
Gotcha.
And that's essentially what we are.
It looks like. So, when did you guys first start getting into collecting and stuff like that?
At the start of COVID, when everything shut down, we had an opportunity to start our own organization rescuing retired medical specimens, and we took the opportunity, and here we are.
And what type of specimens are they?
Well, as you see, mostly human medical skeletons. Lots of medical skeletons.
Okay. It's kind of freaking me out. So.
So yes, indeed, we have a house full of antique human skeletons.
Now, what are your plans for, like, the future of this?
Well, eventually we would like to stop doing this in our home and move it into a church. The goal is to have a church and have an ossuary like you'd see in the Czech Republic or something, you know, an actual Gothic revival style church that we take all these medical specimens and line the inside of the church with them, a place for people to come and reflect on life and death and, you know, bond and matrimony, have a funeral, have an alternative resting spot, you know, instead of being put in the ground, you know, come to us and become part of something bigger.
Okay.
And that's our goal, and we're trying to get there a little at a time, but we're trying to get there.
Okay. Now, what made you guys decide to do this?
Because no one else is doing it.
There's no one else doing it?
Yeah.
You said this is like a non-profit?
Yes.
Thing like that?
We are a federally licensed nonprofit organization. Some people rescue puppies and kittens. We decided to rescue medical specimens. You know, these things that you see among you, these were people's mothers, brothers, fathers, sisters, cousins. You know, they gave themselves for the advancement of science and education, and they ended up in doctors' offices and schools and other places And when they were no longer being used, they were shoved in storage closets and forgotten about. And we didn't believe that that was fair or appropriate. You know, when someone gave themselves for these advancements of science and education, it wasn't to be a product, it wasn't to be shoved in a storage room when you were done, it wasn't to be placed on a market where someone can buy your skull and then burn a candle on their head. It wasn't supposed to be about any of that. So our organization decided that we would rescue these items, bring them back into the public light, restore them, allow people to come and see them, such as yourself, you know, students and artists, you know, schools that no longer technically have immediate access to this stuff now do, because we will turn right around and put these right back in a classroom at no cost. You know, everything we do is at no cost.
Okay. So nothing here has been paid for, it's just given to you?
Yes, we solicit for donations. Sonia has a medical license, and like I said, we're federally recognized, so we have an EIN to provide to anybody that has these things. And we reach out to them and we say, hey, if you have this stuff left over, you're not using it, you need to dispose of it, please consider donating it to our organization so that we can put it back to its intended usage.
Okay.
Again, here we are.
Sounds good. Can you guys like walk around with me and tell me a little history about what you guys got?
Absolutely. If that's what you'd like to do, I can tell you what I know about just about anything here.
I guess we'll start with
the coffin table.
your table.
So this is technically where we keep our next project. So whenever we have something in that needs repaired or something, we stick it in the coffin table. This is an 1860s Victorian coffin that the James T. Vaughan prison, the inmates up there have a furniture refinishing program, and they made it into a table for us and restored it. And inside of it, Sonia, if you grab the other end of that. Inside of it, we keep our next restoration. Yeah, she has a few broken parts that needs repaired. Her ankles, her left arm, the radius and all. Of course, my paperwork from James T. Vaughan.
Alright, what about
Going here. This is Meredith and Minnie. Meredith is a female skeleton, but you know, I'm 6'6", and you can see how tall she is. She's a bit of an anomaly there.
And this one down here is the Minnie.
That is a 36-week-old fetal skeleton. It's surreal, isn't it?
Yes.
And my Spanish is terrible, but this is a Santa Muerte effigy.
And what's that mean?
Well, it's the Lady of Death, you know, basically a Catholic saint. They see death as something, as a protector and a provider. And a lot of Hispanic culture people, you know, worship her. And we thought it would be, so her company name is Vanessa Cardui, which means painted lady, because when she came to us, she was painted in white paint. And there was no way for us to take this paint off without causing her damage. So we couldn't unpaint her, and she was in relatively decent condition. So we were trying to figure out what we were going to do with her specifically, and then I'm like, you know what? We work with artists and stuff, and she's already painted. This may be the opportunity for me to, you know, do something unique with her, such as the Santa Muerte effigy, and, you know, give her a flower, and I have torch candles for her, and we let people come in and say a prayer for her and make donations. Yeah, she's been a hit.
Looks like it.
I was considering allowing someone that does sugar skull work that wanted to come in and maybe do the sugar skull painting on her entire body, because you're not really going to find this opportunity anywhere else in the world. And since she's already painted, I didn't think that it would be a desecration to allow that to happen, as long as it stayed culturally authentic. And that's all I'm asking for. And when the right artist comes along, I'll allow that. Until then, she'll stay the way she is.
Okay. I wish I was that good. I'd paint it for you. All right, this one over here.
Well, that one doesn't really have a name. That one come from a fraternal lodge, so we kept her true to how she came to us. She has a chaplain's podium that sits in front of her. We had to move it for the. I'm sorry, we had to move it for the Christmas tree. So yeah, it's only partially a complete display, but it's there.
Where'd you say you got it from again?
From a fraternal lodge.
Fraternal lodge?
Yeah, Masonic lodge.
So you got it from Masons, Freemasons?
From an organization that practices a form of Freemasonry, yeah.
Okay,
Not from an actual Masonic lodge itself.
Yeah. Okay, let's go over here to these two.
Those two you'll like, because you're a horror fan. That's Morticia and Gomez. Of course,
Nice.
Morticia, Gomez, male and female skeletons. They were the first two that were donated to our organization. And when they come to us, I was like, oh, look, I have a male and a female, and then immediately found a cabinet that was divided where I could fit them in each. So we brought them home. Cleaned them up, got them in the cabinets together, affectionately named them our two favorite TV show characters, and then started giving them very old things. Like, those are old 3D viewfinders and stuff like you would think of stereoscopes and stuff. And I got thousands of cards for those things. We try to keep in mind that, you know, these specimens are over 100 years old, and these are things they probably would have enjoyed whenever they were still among us.
Yeah. Oh, this is a split cabinet, huh?
Yes, it's a split cabinet.
Nice. All right. This will go.
The skull here in this case, this is Tyler. This is the very first skull we come across. This is the one that got everything started. We ran across him in an oddity store. He was not for sale. He was part of the owner's private collection. And we felt a little odd about people wanting to have these things in a storefront because they do sell bones. That one itself was not for sale.
Yeah.
We felt some kind of way about that, and we try not to be judgmental and stay open-minded, because just because someone does something that we do not agree with doesn't make them a bad person. It just means they see things differently than we do. So we made friends with the store owner, and every month while we were working for hospice, the store happened to be where our corporation headquarters was. So every month when we'd go drop our paperwork off for hospice, we'd stop in the store, hang out for a couple hours with the owner, talk to the skull, you know, and we made friends.
Nice.
Yeah, this went on for a couple years, and then when COVID happened and they had to shut the store down, they were, you know, hurting for money. And Sonia and I had just left hospice and changed career fields and had a little bit extra money. And I went to him and I said, you know, here's the deal. I'm going to give you this money so you can keep your electric on. And it was a good sum of cash. I said, I'm going to take Tyler home with me, and I'm going to put him as a centerpiece in our collection in the medical display we were building. And you can come get Tyler back, because I'm not buying Tyler. This is more like I'm giving you a large sum of cash. I need some kind of collateral for you to give me my cash back. And if you don't, I'm not going to trip. It's not the end of the world. I just don't want Tyler sitting in the store.
Yeah.
So he agreed to it, and I brought Tyler home. And then, of course, Sonia's like, you know, maybe we can get a teaching skeleton like you had seen in the doctor's office, a whole one for the medical collection. And I said, okay, let me start looking. And I did. I found them, and then once we became federally licensed, they started coming in.
Nice. All right, here's an offbeat question.
Okay.
Have you any donations from hospice?
No.
No. Okay. I'm just joking.
This one in the glass display case, we've affectionately named Lucy. And Lucy is our oldest skeleton. Lucy's from the 1790s, early 1800s. We love her so much. Every piece of hardware on her is handmade, hand-turned hardware, every single piece. And the only thing that's missing on her is one of her patellas. Okay. That's her kneecap. So she's missing that. Other than that, she's fairly intact.
Nice.
And I don't like to mix and match parts because I have a kneecap I could put on there, but I don't think that's fair. I don't do transplants here.
All right. Now you got this little fella over here with the Santa cap on.
Oh yeah. So this is one that I was currently working on now. She needs leg repair. As you see, the leg will come apart.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have anywhere to set her for now, so I figured she could come hang out with the Christmas tree until we can give her a name and finish her repairs, and she can hang out.
Nice. All right, what are these things behind her?
That's uranium glass. My Sonny and I have been collecting uranium glass for about a decade. We got into this when you could buy these little pieces of glass at junk stores and antique shops for just $1 or $2, and now there's probably not a piece in there you can touch less for probably $50. It's crazy, and I got thousands of pieces. My entire house is decorated in it. I got so much that I got more than what you see here, even upstairs, that hasn't even come down yet. And then, of course, the custom pieces, like the Ouija board, you know, we're not even into that stuff. But who else do you know has a uranium glass Ouija board? Nobody, because I had that made by an artist in Baltimore. And it's got the planchette and everything, the whole 9 yards.
Nice. All right, now, earlier you showed me some tools that you had also.
Oh, yeah, so our tools are a little limited right now because most of the stuff is in storage until we can get stuff down. Things like this orbitoclast and hammer. This is what they would have gave someone a lobotomy with. You know, they would have sunk that in right in there next to the tear duct and tapped that in and scrambled part of the lobe. And I have a little of everything from embalming machines to an antique portable embalming machine I actually just picked up a couple weeks ago. Some time on this light.
Nice.
And then, of course, like I said, we don't believe in wasting medical specimens of any kind, even if they come as animals. This come from Goodwill. The Goodwill sent that to us because they will not sell anything like that, and they didn't want to throw it in the trash, and they knew what we did, so they sent it to us, which was pretty cool of Goodwill. Thank you, Goodwill.
This snake?
Yeah, it's a garter snake. And my uncle, who passed away last year, rest his soul, used to be a farrier and did horse veterinary medicine. And this come out of his collection after he passed away. This was sent to us. That's the inside of a horse's foot. And then, of course, we have wet specimens. And taxidermy galore.
Alright, let's check out your bathroom real quick.
Oh, you want to see the bathroom? Yeah, the bathroom's all aquatic taxidermy. We thought that would be fitting for a bathroom. And because we do open our house to the public, you know, you have a public restroom, the whole 9 yards, so people have a place to come and relieve themselves or wash their hands or whatnot. But I have these 2 taxidermy gators. The Caymans, they're over 100 years old. One come from a collector of medical specimens, and the other one I found in a yard sale for $1.
Nice.
And some of this stuff, like the turtle, you go to jail for even having that kind of stuff anymore. You know, the only reason I get away with that is because that's like 150 years old and come from the educational laboratory. So
I guess it's kind of like owning a gun. You can own a legal antique gun, but a newer gun is like
you can't go out there and harvest one of those turtles. Now, so
yeah. Is that a piranha?
Yeah, that's a piranha. I ended up with 2 of them. He was in the better shape, so I put him in here. I don't even know what happened to the other one.
Somebody must have liked him too much.
And my brother, he's a truck driver, and he drives all over the U.S., and he sends us these little lucite.
That's a jellyfish?
Yep.
Nice.
And the turtle and the squid.
Nice.
No, it was crazy when it happened because I thought I was getting from the skeleton. The first time we drove in here, and when we got the 7 skeletons.
You still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was recording everything.
Alright, so if somebody wants to donate to your organization, how would you be able to get hold of
So,
you?
this is the gist of it. If you would like to be a part of anything we're doing, you can volunteer and hang out with us. You see, we even do Toys for Tots. We do all that stuff. You know, we're a drop-off point for them. I have a spot in the mall where everything gets taken to. You can do everything from volunteering in your real-life activities to becoming part of our collection, even. And the simplest way to explain it is if you want to become part of this church that we're establishing, you have to donate your body to science. And then you're going to have yourself sent to an anthropology lab of some sort where they educate students in that. That's where they'll put you together like a skeleton and then have them release you to us. And you do all that through your will. You put it in there that donate your body to science, and when they're done, you want your remains to come to the Ossuary Inc. I can help you with any of that if you need to. You don't have to pay for any of that. It's completely free. We just want you to donate yourself to science so that we can continue to learn from you. And you do that, and we'll happily, free of charge, help you with your final disposition. And that's something else we do here that a lot of people don't realize is we deal with cremains as well. People who may not have any family and have ended up in a situation where they were cremated and nobody can claim them, we will. We will claim you, we will bring you back, we will either scatter your ashes on my family property or put you in a cemetery if you'd rather have that, you know, whatever we need to do with you. We just don't want you sitting somewhere, because if nobody cares, we care. We care more than you have any idea, obviously, for us to even go as far as we have with this. It's different, it's unique, but if I don't do it, who else is?
So how would the people be able to get a hold of you?
Well, it's pretty easy. I'll send you out of here with business cards, which I'll give to you now.
Okay.
I have a website, which is www.ossuary.org. You can go on there and contact us through there. It's pretty simple stuff. All our social media links are on there as well.
Okay.
So you can find us on TikTok and Instagram and X and everything else. I don't use the social media platforms a whole lot with all the things we have going on, but I do check them oftenly, so you can message us through any of them and you will get a hold of me within 24 hours. You can go to my website. It has links to email us, give us a ring, any of that. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll do what we can for you, and we're open to the public by appointment as well. So if you wanted to come see this stuff, you're welcome to come see these things. All you got to do is hit me up and schedule an appointment with us. Understand that Sonia and I, we're real people with a real day-to-day life. She's a nurse that works overnights, so we generally are asleep during the day, so we try to schedule for the evening like we did for you. You know, look for 7 p.m.-ish. Generally, we've got our coffee and got our teeth brushed by then and feeling a little bit sociable and can get people in. But yeah, anybody under the age 18, you have to be with a parent or guardian or another adult. You know, that's just for insurance issues and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, you can schedule an appointment and come and see this stuff. We do an open house on the 4th of July, as long as we're not on pilgrimage, because that rotates every other year. And then every year for Halloween, we have an open house where we give out free-size candy bars. We're dressed up to anybody in costume. We don't care how old you are. If you love Halloween, you love Halloween. Keep the spirit alive.
I'm saying what?
Yeah, we have food trucks that set up out here. They take our street up, and we put food trucks out here. I have 1,000 people that come through here every year for Halloween to see the skeletons and take photos and get their candy bars. And you know, this year it was Taco Aglicio. Having the street food, the street tacos, and it was amazing. You know, the year before that we had wood-fired pizza. Once again, amazing. Please check us out. Come hang out. Come see something you've never seen before. I have medical skulls that you can hold. You got to hold your first real human skull tonight, right, Brandon? We want you to learn, and we want you to be able to experience something that you're not going to experience anywhere else. There's not a place around, not the Muter Museum, no place around is going to allow you to take photos of the remains, hold any of that, and do it free of charge. We are a nonprofit, so if you want to donate to us, we take all the cards, PayPal. I got a cash box by the front door, the whole 9 yards. You got a specimen that you know, got taxidermy that got left behind and you don't want it hanging up on your wall, we are the people to donate that to, because we display all that. You know, we share all this with everybody, and we want it to continue to be used. So please reach out, volunteer, hang out, you know, have a good time. Do something you've never done before, because that's the key to life right there. Do something you've never done before, and it's going to get you everywhere.
Yes, sir. All right, appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. It was good to have you out.
And yes, this is in Delaware.
Yes, Smyrna,
The
Delaware.
first state, the first ossuary of the United States, and the first state. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one.